Welcome to the Divine Connection Podcast. I'm your host, Cristina Aroche, and together we are walking the path of discovering your true self and the alignment with your soul. Through these conversations, you will experience a deeper level of connection with yourself and the universe, and most importantly, you will trust in your spiritual journey ahead. Let's begin. Hello and welcome to this episode. I am so excited to share this episode with you today because we have another channeling session, and today's guest is Isis. And our discussion today is all about navigating life after major changes and how to move forward in connection to your truth, in connection to who you are, in rediscovering when you've been in a place where you kind of lost the connection to yourself, and then you're now on a journey of rediscovering yourself, your purpose, your truth, who you are. We talk about the divine feminine and how that energy is coming forward and all of these beautiful, amazing things. So I hope you enjoy this episode. Let's get started. Hello, everyone, and welcome to this episode. I am so excited because in today's episode, I am going to be channeling some guidance for our beautiful guest today. Her name is Isis, and I am so excited to have you on here. Welcome, Isis. Thank you so much for joining me.
Hello. Thank you so much for having me today.
Yay. Awesome. So to get started, I would love to hear, just in terms of what question or questions you have and any kind of context surrounding, where you're at right now in your journey and what you would like to receive guidance on from the angels.
Okay, I'm really curious to see. Basically, in the last couple of years, my life has changed a lot. I was married, I got divorced, then went through, it was a little bit of a hard episode because of the change.
Yeah.
And I was living in Berlin, then now I moved back to Ibiza. And I kind of been seeing a lot of like numbers and signs, and I'm always curious to see if I'm following the right path, because I made the decision. It was like a harsh decision, but I think it was for the better. But sometimes it's hard to understand if it was really the right decision or if things could have been different or what is going to happen in my life because it's such a huge change.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It is a huge change. And yeah, it is so common for us to, kind of question or see like, was that the right move? What would have happened if I didn't do that? So all of that is so normal. Just want to say that is so normal.
And I'm also on the path of like finding myself again, like it's like a toddler who's learning to walk kind of thing. Because I had everything together with him, and now it's just like ever since I became independent, then I started to realize that the things that I can do on my own and how am I, going to live my life and what kind of person do I want to be. And so, yeah, I'm just trying to learn a little bit more.
Yeah, absolutely. So this is such a great starting point. So I really feel like even as you're sharing, as you're talking, I feel the Herschel angel Alexandra as one of the angels who's coming forward.
Okay.
I also see Archangel Ariel. So she's also the one who's coming in and supporting you. So we're going to start and see, kind of what they're bringing forward just from based off of what you've shared. And then if you have any like specific things based on what they bring, what I share, then we can kind of go from there. Okay. So the first thing that I feel that's coming through from Archangel Ariel, what she's showing me is that it feels like in terms of your path ahead, I feel this sense of lots of openness. Like there's a lot of this like expansive energy. Do you know what I mean? So I feel like what she's saying or what she's encouraging for you to focus on right now as you have stepped onto this next part of your journey is to recognize that there is basically unlimited potential ahead of you, and that there is this openness of what's possible for you. You know what I mean? And I do feel like this path is leading you to the purest, most profound sense of like joy and fulfillment. So it does feel, in the question of like, did they make the right decision? Did I not make the right decision? It does feel like this decision and what path you're following now is leading you towards that greater fulfillment and that greater sense of joy within yourself and who you are. You know what I mean? I
Nice.
also feel what's coming through right now is this sense of you really trusting in your truth. So it feels like a part of this exploration that you're being guided on in this moment in your life is understanding your truth and your voice and who you are in that sense. Do you know what I mean? Because it feels like a connection with your true, soul being, we'll call it, your higher self, that maybe she wasn't fully expressed before, that
Mm.
now it's kind of like you have that openness and that freedom and that, kind of just everything around you is, it feels like it's rearranging itself to allow for the expression of your true being to come forward. You know what I mean?
Yes, I do actually.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah, yeah.
I can
So,
feel it.
yeah, go ahead.
No, sorry, my
Yeah, okay,
dogs.
good.
And yeah, no,
That's
because
okay.
I can feel it. I can feel like something's coming. I've been feeling it for a while, and I think that
Mhm.
that was the reason why I took the decision, because I didn't feel like I was fully myself. Like I became someone else, someone
Yes.
else, and I couldn't recognize myself anymore. And but
Yep.
that feeling also gives me excitement, but at the same time, sometimes I'm a bit scared. So it's kind of both feelings at the same
Yeah.
time. Like the other day,
Yes.
I did
Yes.
something for work that was like a big deal for me, and then
Mhm.
I felt sick after, and I was like, am I having anxiety or? And then at the end, I end up
Mm.
realizing that I'm excited, but I couldn't like distinguish which
Right.
was what. So it's like, yeah, wow, what's
Yeah.
going on? But great,
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
I totally hear you. Yeah.
Mm,
Yeah. And that, I feel like that feeling of excitement where it's kind of like at first you feel, oh, I don't know, like, what is this feeling actually? But then you realize it's excitement. I feel like that is part of that expansive energy. Do you know what I mean?
mm-hmm,
Kind of like, because you're moving into something where you're discovering something new about yourself, or you're moving into a space where, you've never done this before. And now you've shown that you can do it or that it's possible for you. And then it kind of it creates this snowball effect where you pick up this momentum and you continue to lead yourself in your life in the direction of what is most expansive and what kind of puts you to the edge that allows you to grow as well. You know what I mean? Because there's
yeah,
the choice that where we can stay, where we are because it's comfortable, because it's familiar, because, well, I know all of this and this is, comfortable for me, but I'm not fully happy or fulfilled or my true self. Or
yeah.
there's the path of, my true self, exhilarating path to really know who I am, but also at the same time, it like pushes me outside of my comfort zone. You know what I mean?
Totally, totally.
Yeah.
I'm feeling
Yeah.
it. Wow.
Yeah. Absolutely.
It's good.
Yes.
It's nice to
Yes.
have a confirmation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. It totally is. And it feels really, just like I said, that openness feeling from your heart is what I feel the most. It's like just this beautiful divine, like, oh, like I feel open, I feel free. I feel like, oh, there's endless possibilities ahead, you know? So with these angels that are coming forward for you to support you. So like I said, Archangel Ariel, what she's coming into, how she's helping you, it feels like it's really connected to this sense of like grounding into who you are and into what you're discovering about yourself. So that it doesn't feel like, oh, this is just a random thing, or is this really
Mm,
true? Am I making things up? It's kind of like as you come into connection with these different aspects of you or deeper aspects of you, to really kind of ground into it and embody it as this is who I am.
mhm,
And she's saying it, what I hear her say is wearing it proud, like this proud energy of like, this is who I am, and I'm so proud of myself that
mm.
I get to do this, or that I, have this experience, or whatever the thing might be. You know what I mean? Like she
Yeah.
really is emphasizing the sense of pride within yourself and who you are, that's going to help to build that sense of confidence in your true self. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Like this confidence in the path that you're walking as well, that you get to put one foot in front of the other, and that you're like, okay, this is the next decision and this is the next decision. And as those decisions come up, and each time you're grounding into the embodiment of
Me.
this is who I am, and like really feeling into it. So what I see coming through now is any big moment, and actually this is something that she's saying that you can do even now, just in this moment, post like divorce and all the things of like where you are in this moment. But she's showing it to me as like a simple type of routine or ritual that you can do to really just help honor you. Like I feel this deepening into honoring you and who you are, and also how that relates to your divine feminine. I feel the divine feminine energy coming forward as well for you. Like it feels like this embodiment of divine feminine connection. So when I say divine feminine, to me that feels like this kind of like connection to the divine feminine within yourself, but then also kind of experiencing more of that like goddess energy, and how can I honor the goddess within me kind of
Mhm.
thing, like really um it's like the sacredness of who you are as a woman, as a being. Like it's kind of this energy of I'm going to really like honor myself through this ritual, through this routine, and really see myself in my beauty, in my power, in my strength, because it takes a lot of strength and resilience and determination to follow the path that you have followed. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Especially as you've said, like a lot of different kind of like it was challenging. It wasn't like an easy walk in the park
Yeah.
situation that
Oh, I think
you
the
went
hardest
through,
time. Yeah, the hardest time ever.
Yeah, exactly.
But I think it's very
Yeah.
interesting that you mentioned that because I was just going to tell you that sometimes I get a bit scared because I feel the expansion and I get scared of not being grounded enough. And then you just mentioned and you just said, and I was
Yeah.
like, okay, awesome.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. So you have Archangel Ariel there who's supporting you with that, the
Hmm.
grounding in that. And like she was saying, it's like this routine or this ritual that you put together, which honestly, it can be anything that feels good to you. So whether it's taking a moment where you recognize like, oh, that was a big moment of expansion that I just went through. Let me take a day or whatever, a morning, whatever it is for you to just honor that. Maybe it's journaling, maybe it's, sitting with crystals, maybe it's making your favorite tea or like I don't know, you know what I mean? Just whatever you really really love for
Uh-huh.
you. It's like she's
I should do.
saying the things that really bring you joy and that really bring you into the sense of like, oh, like I'm really honoring myself. You know what I
I
mean?
actually do have a routine that I kind of build up to when I started
Mhm.
therapy and self therapy, and then I started journaling actually. Although now I've
Yeah.
stopped for a little while, but I love it. Like in the when I wake up, I have my breakfast, I journal, and then I play some
Mhm.
music, and I like to dance to shake up, all the
Mm.
feelings. It's just play one random song, and I dance it really fast. And I've been thinking, oh, I really need to get back to this. I need to get back to that. So, um,
Yes.
yeah.
There's your
So,
sign.
yes.
Confirmation.
Yeah, totally.
That's
Amazing.
awesome.
Mm.
Yes,
Mhm.
I love that. And I love that like the dancing part of it, cuz that feels
Mhm.
also very grounding too. You know what I mean? Cuz it brings
Yeah,
you into your body, it brings you into the present moment. Like that just feels, all connected to everything that we've been talking about so far. So that's amazing. So
yeah.
good.
And I used to be a
Um
dancer, so for me, it's like liberating as
oh
well.
yes.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so good. Yes, yes. And and anytime during this process, whenever if you ever feel you can invite in Archangel Ariel to support you, or if you feel like, kind of, I felt a little disconnected, Archangel Ariel, can you please help me to get back into this routine that I know that feels really good for me and for my soul? Like,
Okay.
help me to just have the determination, the strength, the power, kick my butt out of bed and like help me do this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like anything like that you need, Archangel Ariel will support you with that.
Amazing. I always call onto
Yes. Yes.
a Ariel to because I have two dogs to take care of my puppies,
Mm.
and I always,
Mhm.
like please let them have a long life and healthy, and
Yeah.
I don't know. Sometimes I actually call Ariel quite a lot, but I didn't know that I could.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's great.
amazing.
Yeah, now you know how she can support you
Yeah,
too. Now she can
exactly.
support your dogs and you. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, that's awesome.
cute.
That's so good.
Yeah.
So, do you have any questions so far about what we've talked about so far?
No, it's just amazing because it's exactly what I needed to hear, actually. Really,
Okay,
really
good.
impressed. And
Yay, awesome.
yeah, I was wondering because I
Yeah.
never heard of Archangel Alexandra. I never.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. Let me go into a bit with her and bring her in because she did step forward. So she's actually a Herschel angel, and actually I do have a video on YouTube and also a blog post on my website about her. So you can find out more about her on YouTube, on my website,
Yeah.
that kind of thing. So she's from a different angelic realm called the
Yeah.
Herschel angels, and they work with the archangels. So they're very much kind of, if I think of archangels are, very divine, high vibrational angelic beings, the Herschel angels are right up there with them, and
Nice.
they're a newer angelic realm. I think they came forward for me. I want to say 2018. I think was the year. Maybe it was
Okay.
2019. No, it was 2018. But anyway, so they came through and they have been a very supportive, like collective group of angels that kind of help support the continuation of our higher consciousness. So it's kind of like as we as humans, as humanity have reached a certain point of actually like spiritually being awakened and aware and open, now is kind of a time where the people who are on the spiritual path right now, it's like a next step or next level in the continuation of our growth as humans and as individuals. So, and Alexandra is the main angel who always comes forward. And so she comes forward often when it comes to following your life path, like your purpose, your soul's purpose, what you've come here to do, really understanding the greater vision of your soul for your life in this lifetime, and kind of how it all fits into the greater divine plan as well. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, in terms of really understanding you and in your purpose, and it sounds like you're in this journey of discovery, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
rediscovery of your true self and who you're here to be. I feel like Alexandra is the one who's coming forward in as this. She like as I tune into her, she comes through as this very steady guide, meaning that she's not just like coming in like, okay, I'm coming in right now for guidance and then I'm leaving. It feels more like I'm here with you. I'm steady. I'm continuing to walk the path with you. So especially as it relates to your purpose, or kind of thinking about the work that you've come here to do, or how your soul has come here to express itself, the gifts of, discovering your gifts, that kind of thing. Alexandra is the one for you to call on and
Okay.
ask for her to kind of guide you step by step every day. Now, right now, just in our conversation right now, the guidance that she's bringing forward is what she's talking about is the focus of the deepening of the connection with your, not just with yourself, but also it feels like the angels and guides around you. You know what I mean? Like I feel like she's really encouraging you with regards to getting to know spirit in that different way. You know what I mean? So my question for you as we continue is, where do you feel you're at when it comes to your spiritual connection or knowing your guides, angels? Like, does it feel like it's new? Does it feel like you've been doing it for a long time? Like, where do you feel you're at
I've
with
been doing
all
it
of that?
for a while because I had, I don't know, a few years back. I think it's also when I found you that
Mm,
I started to receive messages that I wasn't sure what was going on, and I was like, oh my God, I'm going crazy. What's
mm-hmm,
happening to me?
mm,
And so I just had this calling where I don't know, I started to see the world in a different way, and I just like access to information sometimes that I don't know where it's coming from. Um,
yeah.
but it's always like in also on and off, like sometimes I'm really diving in,
Right.
and there are times that I feel like I need to take a break, or maybe something happened
Mm-hmm.
that distracts me, but eventually I always feel like I have to go back to my spirituality, like and I found out
Yeah.
that my life path, it's nine, but like all the main
Okay.
numbers, the five numbers are nine, so it's like nine
Mm-hmm.
nine nine nine. So I can
Mm.
can't really avoid it. I think,
Right,
yeah.
right.
And then I
That's so
decided this
funny.
year to like take my tarot cards and like go to like bazaars here in Ibiza and like do tarot readings
Mm.
by donation. Like just kind of want
Mm-hmm.
to also, if I have something to say to other people because they're always coming to me for advice, I'd rather just like go and see if I have a
Mm-hmm.
message for someone else and kind of explore that, but in like a easy, relaxed way where
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it doesn't take over my whole life, but also I have a
Yeah.
time for it. So let's see where it takes me.
Yep.
I'm curious too.
Yes, yes, I love that so much. And as you started talking about kind of like the tarot and kind of giving messages or that kind of thing, it was like a ding, like ding ding ding, like there's something there for you further to explore, in terms of your channeling, in terms of your connection. And I feel like that's what Alexandra is really encouraging you to do
Okay.
is continue that practice, continue what feels good to you with regards to like the connection and understanding the spiritual team, we'll call it, guide, like spirit guides, angels, like divine beings that are around you and supporting you, and and how you also bring that message through you,
Hmm.
through the cards or just speaking to someone, and like you said, having this knowing but you don't know where it came from kind of thing, right? And then the other thing that's coming through right now that I want to share is it actually ties back to what I mentioned to you before, which is that divine feminine energy, because she keeps bringing that forward as well as like the divine feminine connection. So I want to ask you, where do you feel you are with regards to that? Does it feel like it's like a new thing that you're hearing from me,
Mm.
or have you explored that before? Like, where do you feel you're at with divine feminine?
Well, I think I was kind of forced by life to dive into the masculine for a
Mm,
while.
yeah.
Although I always felt like I was very feminine, I think for the situation that I had to leave, I just
Mm-hmm.
had to step onto that masculine energy. But then at some point, I
Mm-hmm.
think I went too far, and
Yes.
yeah, and now I've met someone else, and I'm happy, But like, I feel like
Mm-hmm.
sometimes the masculine energy comes out and wants to like be strong and independent. I don't know,
Yeah.
and I'm starting to realize that maybe it's just I need to like soften more,
Mm-hmm.
like I can relax
Mm-hmm.
now that I'm gonna be fine, that I don't need to have that
Yeah.
masculinity, like it's also okay
Mm-hmm.
to be soft again and like come back to my femininity. And I think
Yes.
I'm in that process now. I think so.
Yes.
I hope so.
Yeah, absolutely. So I feel that it's actually like in this continued connection with the divine feminine, that's
Hmm.
also going to be part of what opens up your connection with the divine, in
Hmm.
terms of like channeling, in terms of understanding messages from spirit on a deeper level, in terms of understanding how you're meant to bring those messages through for others as well, because it
Hmm.
feels like what you describe with like the tarot cards and all that, it feels like a strong foundation that you're building for yourself to then build up from there, when it comes to the spiritual connection and interaction and channeling and all the things. And it feels like the divine feminine is the pathway in which you kind of uncover that even further. Like you go deeper into it through the pathway of the divine feminine. You know what I
And
mean?
how can I
So what I
connect more?
see coming forward,
Yeah.
yes, yes. So that's
Ah.
exactly the question I was going to answer. I love that you said that. The angel's like, yes, we got you.
Nice.
So I actually feel another being coming forward. I feel Mary Magdalene. Have
Mm.
you heard of her?
Yeah.
You've connected with her before,
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So, yeah, so Mary Magdalene is actually the one who's coming forward. I feel her energy coming through very strong now as we're talking about this. I feel like she's the main one for you to call on to support you in understanding kind of like how that divine feminine energy within you is meant to be embodied or be
Mhm.
expressed in this next kind of unfolding of your journey. So what she's showing me specifically right now is going to be connecting with her and kind of sitting, it feels like, in meditation with her, or kind of sitting in like just self-reflection with Mary Magdalene, you know what I mean? And the questions that she's bringing forward for you are for you to reflect on, you know what does the divine feminine feel like for me? What does the divine feminine energy feel like for me? and
Okay.
kind of feeling into that. Like, what does it feel like for me? Because what she's saying is that there's no right answer to it. It's what is the expression of how it feels for you. And she's going to help you to discover what it feels like for you so that you can become comfortable and familiar with how it is experienced in your life, you know what I mean, and how you can bring it forward through you, through your own feeling, through your own emotion, you
Mm-hmm.
know. So that's one part of it. The other part that she's showing me is, I feel like there's going to be, like, she's showing it to me as kind of discovery through either books or even just like oracle cards. Like, there's different oracle cards that exist that have that like are divine feminine theme, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So buying a set of cards that are divine feminine theme, or looking at reading books that are related to the divine feminine and awakening the divine feminine and that sort of thing. So I do feel like there is kind of also a guidance of receiving kind of information, you know what I mean, kind of like
Mm-hmm.
reading,
Yeah.
listening, like whatever you feel called to do. But I feel that in that process, what she's saying is that it's going to awaken something inside of you. It's going to activate something within you that's going to help further integrate what the divine feminine means to you and how it's supposed to look like for you.
Okay. I have one tarot card set on my phone, which is the Divine
Mm,
Feminine, and yeah,
okay,
sometimes,
nice.
but I haven't looked at it in a while, so maybe it's time to
Yeah.
dive into it.
Yeah. I feel like, yes, yes. I
Mm-hmm.
feel like you diving into it, especially because if it's been a while, how you received the information before, it's going to feel different now because
Mm-hmm.
you've grown, because you've expanded, because, you're a different person who you are today than you were even just a week ago or a month ago
Yeah.
or whatever, you
So
know?
different. Yeah.
So, yes, yes. So looking at the divine feminine, the cards, everything from this perspective, I think is going to be really helpful for you, and it's going to activate something inside of you. That's what it feels like. It's kind of, Mary Magdalene is showing it to me as we're pressing the start button, and it's going to activate something, and then you're going to feel that energy revving itself up. Like, it's
Mm-hmm.
going to start to propel you forward on its own, and you're going
Mm-hmm.
to know, like, oh, okay, that's the next thing, or that's the next thing. It's going to feel very intuitively led and guided, you know? So
Mm-hmm.
it's really about you having that intention and that willingness, like, okay, guide me. What is my next step? What is the next thing that I'm meant to discover or learn about the divine feminine? And you'll be led, like the breadcrumbs will be shown to you. And then it's just a matter of following that, trusting, and then the next one will show up,
It's like
you know?
going with the flow kind of thing, no? Because the
Yes,
idea of reading the tarot just
exactly.
popped in my head, like out of nowhere. So why don't I do this? I have my
Mm,
friends who run these places, and why not? So I asked them, and they were like, "Yeah, yeah, come and do it." And like, can you read it for me? And I'm like, okay, that's
yes.
gonna be the beginning, like just I just have to allow it. I think I've always been a bit scared about
Yes.
absorbing other people's energies and concerned, that
Mhm.
I don't want to give away so much of my energy just because I get tired really fast. And so I
Right.
think, but now I feel ready, at this time of my life. I'm like willing
Yeah.
to be more
Yep.
open. Yeah. So thank you very
Yes,
much.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yes, you're welcome. You're
Yeah.
welcome. And it is one of those things that as you practice, you also learn how to kind of manage the energy, both for
Hmm.
yourself and others, and kind of like hold those boundaries. And then also the thing that I would suggest too is when you are kind of bringing in information for people, it's or like even supporting them in whatever way, it's kind of calling on the divine to move through you, so
Hmm.
that the way that I think of it is that it's not your energy that's being like
Yeah.
exerting itself. You're being a channel for the divine to move through you, and the divine is the one that's supporting you, and then
Okay.
you are left not feeling drained or exhausted or whatever, you know what I mean? Your energy stays balanced, and you're simply the channel through which
Hmm.
the energy moves,
Trying
you
to get
know?
there. Yes.
Yes, yes, you've got this. You've got this. It's all
Thank
about
you.
just, the practice and continuing to follow each breadcrumb, each next step that's shown to you, just like what you did with the tarot. And now the next thing, the next thing, the next thing, and you'll be led. You'll be so led.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much.
Yes,
I really
you're
appreciate the.
welcome.
I mean, I never win anything, and when I got the email, I was like, "Oh my God, the first time! This is a good sign. This is a good sign."
Yes, 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 yes.
Yeah.
I love that. I'm so,
Mm,
so happy.
mm.
And yeah, I'm so glad that divine, you know, you intuitively led me to choosing you, and it's been amazing. So thank you so much for being here
Thank
and
you.
for, showing up and allowing me to bring you the guidance for today.
Yes, thank you
So
so
awesome.
much for everything. I really it was really useful. Can't wait to see the
Awesome. I'm
replay.
so glad. Yay! Yes, 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 absolutely.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. Well, thank you everyone for listening in to this episode today. If there's anything that stood out to you, anything, any of the guidance that came through that you really loved or that, kind of resonated with you, post it in the comments below. Let us know. Send some love to our beautiful guest here today. And once again, thank you for tuning in. I am sending you so much love and angel blessings, and I will see you in the next episode.
Ciao.
Bye.
Bye bye.
And now, a message for my fellow healers and all those of you who are feeling called to step into your purpose as a healer. There is a reason why you feel that calling. There's a reason why you feel that truth coming forward in your heart. And it's because you are a healer. The truth of your soul is that you are a healer, that you have come here at this time to bring forward your healing gifts, your connection, your potential at this time, during this lifetime, particularly. And so I'm really excited to share that the doors are now open for the Angelic Healer Certification Program. And this is a program that I have been teaching for so many years now. And the power behind this program is that it combines not just teaching you skills and not just helping you to open up to the truth within your heart and to the gifts that you inherently hold within yourself, but it also teaches you how to show up in the world confidently in those gifts as a healer, to speak your truth. And that's one of the key things that I find is often missing is that, we can teach someone skills all day long. But if you still don't feel good enough, don't feel worthy enough, don't feel like you can actually show up in that truth and or in those skills, in those gifts, then we're going to keep holding ourselves back. And so the Angelic Healer Certification Program really brings all of this together in such a way where not only do you learn how to be a clear divine channel for the angels, for the divine, for the beings of divine light and love, but you also learn how to bring that forward in your unique way. And that's another key belief that I have is that, it's not about being able to replicate what I do specifically, but it's about taking what inspires you about someone who is a healer, someone who channels, someone who brings messages from the divine, and understanding how it is meant to be uniquely expressed through you, how your divine being chose to come forward in this lifetime to bring those gifts and bring that connection to the world. And so the result of the Angelic Healer Certification Program is that not only do you become certified in being able to channel and connect with the angels, but you also learn the unique way. You go on a journey of discovery of the unique way that you were meant to show up in this world as a healer, the unique way in which you are meant to be sharing your gifts, how you are meant to be supporting other people on their journey of healing. And so it all comes together in this way where if this is something that you know is what you want to pursue as a career, right? Not just something that you do for fun, but something that you desire to actually, who you desire to become and be known for, and to support other people through their personal journeys. This is the program that's going to take you to that place, to feel confident within your skills, within your gifts as a healer, to have a clear understanding of the pathway that is ahead for you, and to support you in trusting on a deeper level your intuition, trusting in your connection with the angels, and understanding how to bring all that together, how to work with the energy, and how to channel, how to translate this divine angelic energy into physical form. And so I invite you to come join me for the Angelic Healer Certification Program. Doors are now open for June, to start in June. All the details are in the website link in the show notes below. And I cannot wait to see you there. Bye.